What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another COA video. Guys, we got ourselves a brand new dungeons, Queen Coronation. Let me tell you, this is not a joke. This is a very, very difficult, and I mean a very difficult combat dungeon. For anyone who's trying to do elite, get ready. You're going to need to get some big, big guns to come through to help you get through this. So what we're going to do instead of doing that is I'm going to give you guys a quick guide and walkthrough of Queen Coronation from a story mode perspective. Now I'm going to be using my Mystrix. I've already gone ahead and done the recording for you guys so you guys can check it out. So you can see Mystrix is here. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the video together and kind of dissect it a little bit for you. So first off, just so you guys can see the gear and everything that I've got going on, right? So I've got my 15 weapon, 12 across the board. I've got some of my sets here. Not everything is fully up to par, but it's there. Max HP, we got about 147k, 5.5 nullification. P attack is 7.2. What else matters? P shred is 1.7. Pretty damn low, to be honest with you. And then the rest of it, you guys can see your strength, spirit, and physique. Not the greatest stats for this character. Of course, it's a pretty brand new character. Still trying to grow it, but over time, we will get there. So we're going to do it with the Mystrix because it is a new character, and I know a lot of you guys are interested in the combat and want to see what it's all about. So let's go ahead and jump in and show you guys what this dungeon is made of. The main thing is P crit right there. So you guys can see it's 73.3%, and I got crit damage of 119, and then I got my... what is it? There it is. Electro at 55.9, and then damage bonus, skill damage, etc. All my stats are right there for you guys to kind of take a look at and see how it compares to yours when you're doing this dungeon. Now, in terms of skills, I've set up my skills as follows. The first skill right there, I took this Shadow Explosion off, put in the ultimate down there. Instead, obviously, the new ultimate, Araya Stellar Frenzy, put all of the points into that, or as much as I could, and went ahead and jumped into there. So we're going to downgrade a few different things. There you guys go, and put this one back up, because we want that extra ultimate. There it is right there. Now we got 9 out of 5. That one there is going to help quite a bit in regards to this fight specifically. Okay, so you might want to consider doing that as well too, and just swap the two out right here just to give you guys a little bit more damage output for this specific fight. All right, so talk to Hamlet. He's going to put you into Hex Chest. You can see Queen Coronation. It does use the exact same currencies as before. We're going to do story mode again. We've tried to lead a few times. We're just not there yet for that one, and that's quite good because that means this dungeon is indeed hard, and you're going to be met first off with the same formation you're used to seeing at Hex Chest. If you've done Hex Chest before, right? You're just going to be just the different icons. Once you're ready, when you do story mode, activate it, and you're going to see a couple different ads. I believe they're crossbowmen, right? Right over here, you guys can just go ahead and AoE these guys down if you want to. There you go. It's pretty easy, straightforward stuff. Once you've done that, just jump over this wall of ice and this wall of fire, and then you're going to be seen with a massive, massive door. That's right, and you guys know if it's all ice, what's going to happen, right? This seems very familiar, except Meridia looks a little bit different this time around. She is now Meridia the Tyrant and has different elements and has taken over the king's position as the queen of the table. So you guys can see, first off, she starts off with a little bit of fire instead. We're used to seeing Meridia with ice, right? So there you guys can see the first thing she does is summons a icon over your head, a chess piece, and you have to find that statue that has that chess piece and destroy it. Now, when it's a story mode, it's pretty easy because it does place it right on top of your head and there's only one statue. But when you're doing multiplayer mode, you'll have to figure out where you belong, and hopefully the wrong person doesn't hit the wrong stuff. Now, a couple things to note here. You guys can see right there, there's a couple jump mechanics you have to avoid. There's a lot of ground AoE to move out of, and this phase here is not the hardest phase. I find the ice phase a little bit more difficult. So just stay on your feet, move around, and make sure whenever the statues pop up, you focus on destroying those. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and destroy this right here. And you can see the beauty of the Mystrix is she's a very mobile unit. So moving around is very simple while attacking, right? This is, see, I'm just moving around here. Now that orb will follow you. So just avoid damaging until it's done and go right back into it. Now, it does leave a lot of flame on the ground. Avoid the flame, obviously. Stay out of the flame. You guys know if you're a World of Warcraft player. And then she's going to go right in the middle over here. And then go right back to the next phase right here. Next phase pops up. You're going to be in this hall room. There you go. A couple ads here to kill. And they jump and they hurt. So make sure you just kill these off. There you guys go. Chest piece successfully shattered. Back into it we go again. Again, in elite mode, that is very difficult. So chest piece is shattered. The summon monster damage reduction effect is removed. Now you guys can see this he's trying to help Meridia out and trying to hurt you at the same time. Get over here and trip him before he has a chance. You got 80 seconds, guys, to beat this monster, okay? So you can see how I just missed there. That was my bad. I shouldn't have missed that. So try to trip him when you can. All right, here come the meteors. Again, if you've done this fight before, it's the exact same fight. It's just she summons these monsters, and you got to finish these fights before the time is over. So this is where it gets a little bit hectic. And again, when there is multi-mode of this, it's not easy, guys. There's a lot going on. Okay, so good jump there. And remember, snipe in the air, folks. Snipe in the air. It's just that way you don't have to worry about charging anything. All right, he's dead. Back into focus on Meridia. This is actually a really, really fun fight. I think it takes Hex Chest to a whole new level of difficulty. Now we're going to ice phase. All right, so now it's a little bit different. Now this is what she's really accustomed to, right? Now go ahead and destroy that right there with AoE. If you can stay by, you can hit her at the same time while destroying those pieces. And I find this phase to be way more difficult. I think she's a lot more in her element here, quite literally. And I find this was really hard in elite mode as well. There you go. Look at that AoE damage. Just watch out for frostbite. You guys can see she keeps doing freeze, and it does a lot of damage. And you're going to be stuck in one place at some point. So just keep moving, guys. Make sure you use your heals and your shields whenever you can, and just keep DPSing, all right? Yes. And it's pretty straightforward, right? She does a lot of AoE wide cone damage. She's going to go in the middle again. Oh, no, wait, this one's the middle. This one's on the side. She's going to do another cone damage here. Just get out of there. There it is. And that's the thing. Like, when you understand her pattern, there's the middle. She becomes a lot easier, right? But if this is your first time doing it, get prepared to die a few times, guys. So make sure you have revival points available to you. All right, this part here, you got to jump over, break this quick. There it is, and that'll take care of that, all right? Now that right there, that keep in mind where that glacier is, okay? You're going to need to keep your eye on that. You guys can see we're just doing damage. Okay, jump up, there it is, destroy it. All right, freezing. Now, see, this is what the problem with Salma. When you get frozen, if you're there frozen long enough, she will one-shot you. Okay, move out of the way. And the rest of this is pretty straightforward, guys. So story mode-wise, it's a good general idea of how to use it. Now, in terms of pets, I'm using the cat, and I'm using the shield fox, right? The crystal, not the crystal fox, but the pay-to-win one. Here we go again. Another slice right there. Conal attack. All right, she's going to go back and do her other one now. Here it is. You ready? Okay, middle, next phase. Okay. Now back to the chess pieces. Oh, wait, this is, I think, the mages. Yeah, be careful here. These guys shoot fire from one side and charge the other side. All right, break these pieces up. There it is. Now, once you shadow that, you see the summon monster damage reduction effect is gone, and now you see that mage from the hex chest doing his usual stuff, casting fires. Just stay away from those when you need to, great, because they'll explode if you don't kill them. There we go, exploded those ones. This is much easier than the horse, I find. I've always found this boss to be a lot easier. Again, stay away from the red circles. All right, pretty straightforward stuff there. I see I got one shot there. Do not let that hit you, guys. If you get hit once, it's pretty much game over. All right, we're going to snipe this guy down. That clears that up. Back to Meridia. The queen's crazy, bro. Look at this. See, this is what I was talking about. Watch for those. This is what I was referring to last time. She'll start dropping them in various places around the circle, so just run around. Don't worry about DPS. You've got a lot of time to DPS on story mode. Just focus on moving around, guys. All right, you guys can see you need to jump on there in order to avoid the damage. This is another reason why you need to know where they are. And try to be strategic where you place them, right? Because if you stay on that ground, you're going to die. All right, go next phase. Again, a fire coming at you. Just avoid it. Just run around here, guys. If you can do some chip damage, do it. But at the end of the day, it's not needed, right? Because at the end of the day, you'll have more than enough time to finish story mode here as long as you have the proper gear set up and the proper weapon going. All right, now going back into the last phase for her ice. And now she's going fire and ice now. Okay, so get ready for this. We're getting a lot more. So you're going to need to dodge here, guys. Standing in one place and taking face damage is not going to help you anymore. All right, so we're going to need to place these down. Get ready for the next flame attack here. Get ready to jump in a couple seconds. Here we go. She's about to cast it. Start jumping right up. Don't stand there. See, like I did, I messed up. That was my bad. Mobile. I was on mobile there. So make sure you do that. Jump up there next time, and you'll avoid that damage. Again, you can revive if you need to. Cast your ultimate a few times, you're good to go. All right, this phase tripped me out. When there was two of them, super tripped me out. Okay, you have to defeat the clone now to prevent the core explosion. So if you don't defeat that clone, you're about to die again. And again, see what happens when you stand still? She is going to destroy you. Even though this is story mode, the amount of raw damage this clone and this unit does is pretty insane. All right, you guys can see which one's the clone usually by the phase that they're in. Okay, that hurt. Wow. That really hurt. Almost done. There we go. Dance of Ice and Fire, guys, completed. That's it. There's the story mode. So, again, a lot is going on in this one battle. A lot is going on. So get ready, guys, to get your friends together, start doing story mode, and get prepared for elite mode, which is going to most likely cause you and your friends to pull your hair out. Unlike me, I don't have any hair, and get ready for a big challenge. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this guide kind of gave you guys a general sense of what to expect. Hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like, subscribe, and remember, you can download Crystal of Atlan in the description of every single Crystal of Atlan video. Thank you again. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.